life is so valuable for anybody listening. Anything is possible. You just keep pushing, never give up, and enjoy every moment.
Hello, this is Raymond, Aaron, New York Times top 10 bestselling author, bringing you Respark Your Life podcast, the world's premier podcast to ignite the fire to allow you to live life on your own terms. Every single Thursday, I bring you a multi-millionaire, world-famous celebrity to teach you about the most fascinating ways in order to live a far better life. Every single Thursday, you just need to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. I'll see you every Thursday to respark your life.
Yes, dear listener and viewer, this is Raymond Aaron once again with a fascinating interview. You will grow to love and admire this gentleman. Listen carefully. He's a real estate investment developer who started at 21. That's amazing, by buying a duplex with his brother and steadily scaled his portfolio while working long physical hours as a marine welder. That blue-collar origin and self-funded growth gave him instant credibility with investors and partners because he literally built his portfolio from sweat and risk, not inheritance. Then, suddenly, very recently, he survived a catastrophic workplace accident when a 10,000-pound pipe struck him, causing severe head trauma and significant memory loss. Through disciplined nutrition, intensive rehab, and an almost obsessive commitment to recovery, he rebuilt his cognitive and physical capacity to the point of completing, get ready for this, a half marathon just 9 months after his injury. That comeback shifted his focus from just accumulating doors to building a life anchored in freedom, family, health, and purpose. And he's now gone on to purchase and develop larger and larger pieces of real estate. But acquiring multi-millionairehood through real estate, though good, admirable, amazing, isn't as amazing as coming from that head disaster to amazing success. So, dear Andrew Gauthier, you are our guest, not because of your success, but because of your recovery from a horrible state, which for others might have lasted their entire lifetime. So please tell us about this accident. Tell us how that day started and exactly what happened so we can experience your amazing recovery.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Raymond, for having me. And yeah, the story is it's a difficult one, but it's one of perseverance and a lot of strength. So yeah, that day just like another day. I was working out in Windsor, Ontario. I was working out on the lake, and yeah, I was driving some pipe piles, and I went to cut a piece of steel free, and at that moment, the steel kicked back. It hit me in the side of the head, and it sent me flying into a beam that was in the middle of the lake. So at that point, I was barely conscious. Nobody was around, and my odds were very unlikely of survival. So at that point, there was an inspector. He came by boat. He found me in the beam. He brought me back to shore and got me to the hospital immediately. So essentially, he saved my life and started a journey that I couldn't wish upon my enemy, but it got me to a point of amazing success and strength and growth. So from that day on has been a battle, a struggle, and one of the biggest fights of my life. But I'm here now, and I feel very blessed to be here. So
Okay,
it's a
before we go on to your struggle,
yeah.
what was the moment, or maybe there wasn't one, but
Mhm.
I've interviewed other people and they tell me there was a moment like they were lying semi-conscious in the hospital bed and they overheard a doctor say to a nurse, he'll be a vegetable for the rest of his life. And in his unconscious state, he said, no, not me. So was there a moment like that for you?
So I remember very, very little. To be honest, I have a 2-year memory gap from before the accident. The accident is a little bit of a blur. Um, I remember bits and pieces kind of getting to the hospital, my friends from work, you know, being obviously very terrified, trying to get me there. So, but yeah, the memory is very, very low from that accident. But yeah,
So, Andrew, what gave you the courage to say, no, that's not going to be my life? What was it? What
yeah.
happened?
Well, so yeah, I was in the hospital for a couple months after after I was released from the hospital. I started rehabilitation very, very immediately. The pain, the memory gaps. I maybe had 10% cognitive function. I was uh, I was unable to remember most things in my life. So once I started rehabilitations, and the doctors were explaining to me the significance of the injury, they put it this way. They said, this recovery with brain injuries, there is no set guidelines on how this is going to go. You could recover 1%, you could recover 100%. It'll be based on how hard you work, how how much you give towards this. So we need you to do everything you can if you want to have a chance of a normal life again. So
Wow.
at that moment, it gives me chills just thinking about it, because your whole life, it it turns so important. How hard can you fight for the things you love, right? For my family, for my memory, for my life, everything I've built to that point. Now the battle has begun. It's
Wow.
begun. It started, and at that point I decided there is nothing I wouldn't do, and I will fight until the very end to get what I worked so hard for. So
Wow. Now I want to go deep into that sentence.
yeah.
Think back to your childhood.
Mm.
Was there an incident in your childhood that was similar to that when you were playing a game or you were in sports or you were in school studying for an exam and you said, darn it, I'm going to succeed no matter what? Was there an
Yeah.
incident like that?
Yeah, a couple, maybe not to that extent, but I played a high level soccer growing up. I, I competed in a lot of academic achievements, and yeah, just that drive, that fight, that the chance of failure was zero in my mind, and everything I can do, I would give it. So I feel like it was kind of born, or it was, um, taught to me from a very young age that giving up isn't an option. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to be my best self. And yeah, there was no difference for this situation. So yeah,
So
that's
you were an achiever
mhm.
from youth. So there was something inside of you that said, I'm not going to fail today. We're going to win this game. Soccer is my sport. Whatever subject you were studying for, you put your all into it. And that
Exactly.
was a dress rehearsal for this 10,000-pound pipe hitting your head. For gosh sakes, that's a 5-ton pipe hitting your head, and you didn't have a helmet on, right?
I had a helmet on. The helmet went about 50 feet into the lake. All the doctors are saying they're so surprised I was alive. They said 9 out of 10 times I would be dead or at least paralyzed. They said it's a miracle I'm alive, and to regain my cognitive ability, my physical ability, the way I have is a modern day miracle. So
Wow.
I don't take that for granted.
So I don't have a clear picture. You are a Marine, what? A Marine.
So a marine application welder. So I focus primarily on water applications. So at this point, we were doing a ferry dock wall extension. So we were extending the ferry dock wall so they could put in a new ferry to access one of the private islands out in Windsor.
Okay.
So I work on the water most of my career on the water, in the water, kind of just yeah, all over Canada, long hours away from family, just kind of, making as
Okay.
much
So
as I can.
paint me this picture.
Yep.
You're on the water.
Yep.
This giant pipe hit you in the head, and your
Mhm.
helmet flew 50 feet into the water.
Yep.
But you didn't land in the water. Where did you land?
So we had platforms. We had little beams lined up beside the pipes in order to walk on them so we could set the pipes. So luckily, I landed in the beam, the walkway beam. Um, Because yeah, at that point, if I was in the water, I'd be dead. There's no way I would have survived. So another blessing. You know, everything, all the stars aligned to keep me alive that day, and yeah, it's been an incredible journey.
So there's all this water around you,
Yes.
this gigantic Great Lake around you,
Yep.
and you landed on one little beam of
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Very, very
otherwise,
lucky.
you wouldn't have had the cognitive ability to will yourself to swim.
There's no way. Yeah. Yep. That
Wow.
would have been it.
And then you ran a half marathon for gosh sakes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, about 6 months, 7 months in, they told me, you can start getting outside, trying to walk, trying to do a couple things. Like, so they told me I got a smartwatch, monitor your heart rate. When the symptoms become severe, the cognitive impairment, the pain, when it gets severe, slow down. So at first they said, go outside, start with a 2-minute walk. At that point, obviously, being me, I pushed it to 5 minutes. The next day, they said, go for a 10-minute walk. I pushed it to 15. And then eventually, as they were guiding me along my rehabilitation, I just kept pushing and pushing. And all that was in my head constantly was the neurologist when he told me that. Like, this is about you. What you have inside of you, you need to give everything you have. So in my head, I'm not giving up. I'm pushing through the pain. And yeah, 9 months later, I ran into the Hamilton half marathon, and just crossing that finish line from the year I had prior was the best moment of my life. Like I
Wow.
broke down in tears, and it was just, yeah, it was an amazing event, and yeah, just kept me pushing forward. So gave me that momentum, and that yeah, that great feeling to keep pushing. So
I need my subscribers to understand something.
mhm,
I personally have run 3 marathons.
yeah,
And I started running after I was an extremely successful cross country ski racer, not
okay,
just cross country skier, a cross
yes,
country ski racer. I was in fabulous shape. And it
mhm,
took me 9 months to get ready for my first marathon.
yeah,
So for him to come from almost no cognitive ability and possibly having stayed there and be a vegetable for the rest of his life and suddenly do a half marathon in 9 months, that, oh my gosh, you have to be a marathoner to know how big that is. Because you can say it in a sentence. 9 months later, I ran a half marathon.
yep,
It's as easy as saying I sucked a lollipop.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
sentence. But the effort behind it,
mhm,
oh man, that is a miracle.
yep. No, it was fantastic. Yeah, it was a great experience, and I kept my running journey going. So I've been running almost every day since, and I just completed my first marathon actually. So I'm excited about that, and
Tell
it's a
me what
great.
your time was.
I did 3 hours 54 minutes, so not fantastic, but
No,
my
Andrew,
yeah,
anything under 4 hours is a
yep,
wild success. It's like
yep,
a 4 minute mile. You
yep, for
break a
sure.
4 hour marathon, you're a success.
Yeah, my first one was in Honolulu, Hawaii as well. So the weather, it was in December, and it was very, very warm, and the incline was pretty substantial. So I was very happy with my time, and another great experience.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any lasting impact or damage from that hasn't healed?
Yeah, so I do have a couple year memory gap from the before the accident, maybe a year or two where my memory is very, very low. I remember some things I was kind of advised just to like let them be the past. I still have some psychological trauma. I do have some PTSD symptoms. I have some night terror, and then some panic attacks associated with the incident. So um, that's very difficult to deal with, but from what I've overcome and the person I am today, all the blessings I've been given, all of these ailments and issues I'm struggling with now, it's easy to brush them off and still smile every single day and truly feel blessed. The memory gap is difficult. It's hard to look at pictures and realize things happened to me in my life, and they're not really me, right? They're a different part of me that still exists, but yeah, the memory's gone. So it was very difficult to kind of accept that. But with all my successes and all the amazing people in my life, I'm very, very happy to be alive and to be where I am. So uh, yeah, it's a small price to pay for where I am. So
Sometimes it's the things that we think of as, quote, bad that are our greatest benefits. For example, in some tiny way, you would never have gotten to be a guest on my podcast.
that's for sure. Yep. And I'm grateful for you, Aaron, or Raymond. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
It's
very impressed with you. And by the way, though I'm 81 years old, when I was growing up, my mother was quite a bully and she belittled my dad all the time and she made fun of him. She would send him shopping, and when he came back, she would take the items out of the shopping bag looking for mistakes and then yelling at him for it. Well, this morning I went shopping and my wife gave me a shopping list, and bang, I was right there back being my dad, embarrassed that I would make a mistake. So that's 75 years ago. I remember my
wow.
mother yelling at my father, and
Yes.
I still felt shame, embarrassment. Don't make a mistake. You're going to fail. You better ask one of the attendants to make sure you're buying the right thing. And here you are
Hmm.
having a far worse trauma than I had. Mine was just psychological
Yeah.
and verbal, and yours was like gigantic physical and neurological.
Yes.
And yet you've recovered in just a couple years with the minor things that you've mentioned, which, heck, those are minor compared to living a happy, successful, wealthy life.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And like you go back and forth between feeling blessed and cursed, right?
I
Why
know.
me? What did I do? Why is this happening? But the perception on the way perspective on life, the way I'm living now is impossible to see unless you go through something major. So I'm very blessed to be able to, be here and have what I have. So
Tell me if you can. You might not be able to answer. This is a really tough question.
yep.
What benefit did you get from going through this struggle? What lasting gift has it given you?
Yeah, so there's been so many. Like honestly,
Really?
yeah, it's just yeah, my appreciation for my loved ones, my appreciation for family, for friends, for good people, for wealth, and just all the little things in life. So when you lose most of your memory, you lose your life. So
Wow.
once my memory was coming back, I would be I remember this one time when I first started able first began to go outside and walk and do stuff. I went with my niece and nephew, and we were walking through this path, and it started raining, and there was a rainbow, and it was like it was like a deja vu, because like in my head I haven't experienced this before. This is a new thing for me,
Oh my
but I'm
gosh.
remembering all of these beautiful times, and I broke down in tears. And and these moments have happened so much since. It's just all of the beauty in the world, all of the great things that everybody experiences. It's like they're happening again for the first and second and third time. And being so blessed to be alive, they're not taken for granted.
Oh
So
my gosh. I'm
yeah,
tearing up right now.
yeah. So
Oh my gosh. You saw a rainbow for the first time as an adult.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
What you said, when you lose your memory, you lose your life.
yeah,
I never realized that.
yeah. Everything that makes you you, everything. Yeah, that's why the fight was. It's life or death. Like it's. Do you have it in you to survive? What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Now, this is a silly question,
Yeah.
but when you came back from your memory, Did you
Mhm.
have to become a Marine welder again? Like, did you have to try the test again, or did they just let you keep going?
So right now, actually, so I still have pretty severe psychological trauma related to that incident. So I still haven't been able to return to that line of
Oh,
work.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I
Not
I
because you can't remember the skills,
no.
but because the memory, the trigger is too big.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I can't put on the hard hat. I can't put on the boots. I have panic attacks. I drive by a construction site. So I'm working still with uh three therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, neurologists. I'm still working with all these people every single week to try to address some of these traumas and triggers and hopefully one day overcome them. But right now, it's just focusing on trying to smile, be happy, and see what's on the other side of life if it can't be back to what I was before my accident. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Well, you and I are going on a cruise together.
Yes, we are.
Yes, so
Yep.
please save a spot high up on your hug card for me. I can't wait to greet you, shake your hand, and give you a big hug and congratulate you in person.
Sounds fantastic. Yeah, I'm very excited.
You gave us an amazing interview of resilience coming back from nothing. I could say nothing,
Yep.
and noticing things that anyone would call ordinary because they've seen it 1,000 times, and you see it for the first time.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
what a fascinating interview. Thank you for all your insights and for giving my subscribers and me a greater possibility of overcoming whatever our next issue is, because you overcame yours, damn it.
For
You
sure.
overcame yours. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Raymond. And yeah, anything is possible. It's you put your mind to something. Life is so valuable for anybody listening. Anything is possible. You just keep pushing, never give up, and enjoy every moment. So
My name is Raymond Aaron, New York Times top 10 bestselling author, and I endorse Andrew Gauthier. Thank you for a wonderful interview.
thank you so much.
Wow, I sure hope you enjoyed that fascinating episode. Please make sure you've subscribed, and please tell your friends if you like it that they will probably like it as well. For your information, this experience, this service, this podcast has been sponsored by the Orbit Coaching Program. All of my friends, all my world-famous speaker friends, all have coaching programs. Mine has been independently rated as the #1 high-level coaching program. You cannot purchase it. You have to audition for it by me personally. If you're interested, please email me at respark@aaron.com. Respark@AARON. Say that you're interested in being considered for the Orbit Coaching Program and include your cell phone number so that I personally will call you back.